this computer. We're getting very good at Zooming, aren't we?
Well, we are. Who would have thought we'd be Zooming as much as we are?
Well,
Although,
this recording's going out to my Nourish and Nurture group, and I'm introducing Phillipa. I need to do, I wonder if let's change the view to there. That looks better, doesn't it? I've got you now side by side. I had me.
oh,
Oh, no, I
right.
had you big, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So, so Philippa's here because this week in Nourish and Nurture, we're doing the process of having feelings, having thoughts, having bodily sensations, but that not being us, or there being more to us than just what we're experiencing, that there's another part of us. I call it the observing self. Philippa probably calls it something else. So we're going to talk to Philippa because I go to Philippa's yoga class on a Monday morning, and I also attend her wonderful meditations. Not every single one, but she does them on Mondays and Wednesdays, and once a month on a Friday you do chanting, don't you, Philippa?
Yeah.
And can't recommend them highly enough. I'm going to put the link below this post so you can have a look. Although the meditation classes are free from Philippa, I do recommend that you think about signing up for her yoga, because it all ties in with the theme, the physical practice and the psychological practice. But we're going to do a thing with Philippa today that just ties in with our weekly theme, and I'll let Philippa tell me about Oakwood. I was going to say Oakwood Yoga and So Hum, and today's topic.
Lovely.
Hi.
Hello, hi everybody. It's quite a Freudian slip, I think. Yoga, whatever you were going to say, because yoga means to unite, to bring together. So it is from the Sanskrit word of yoke. So it's quite funny. But So Hum. So Hum is a really important mantra. They often call it the universal mantra. And it's the mantra that we use most often when we're doing the practice of a japa meditation. And a japa is that continual repetition. You're repeating something over and over and over. But the beauty of working with So Hum is that it's always there with us. It's held within the breath. So is the sound that you would hear on the in-breath, and hum is the sound that you would hear on the out-breath. Depending on your tradition, sometimes it's So Ham, or it can be written as Hamsa as well, but it's all the same thing. The essence is the same. So Hum, that mantra, that sound, that vibration, that energy is held within our breath. So it doesn't matter if we're fully fit or if we're chronically ill, we can still work with this mantra because we're still breathing, essentially. And the mantra itself, when we connect to it through the breath, whether you're just sitting and working with the mantra or whether you're doing it through a meditation, it's allowing you to connect with yourself, to be with yourself, and to watch what comes up. Sometimes, the mind can be quite busy at times, and other things, thoughts and daily stuff might come in, or as you're working, something quite deep might resurface, and you think, gosh, where on earth has that come from? You don't have to deal with it there and then. You come back to your practice, but you can go back to that thing, whatever came up. And there might be nothing at all. But then one day a little sparkle will come and you think, it's time to deal with that. Okay. So, and it helps us to connect with ourselves. Sometimes we're so busy, aren't we? And we don't always give ourselves the time just to be with ourselves. So sitting with the breath allows you to come home, if you like, to just sit, to be with yourself, to be in that moment, to watch what the breath is doing, to let go of any judgments, any criticisms at all. You're just being you in that moment. So essentially, that's why I really enjoy So Hum.
And it's
And
perfect for this group because we've got no goals except a commitment to spend time on our own with ourselves each day, whether that's 2 minutes or 20 minutes or 2 hours.
yeah, and sometimes, Miriam, as well, just having a minute. I listened to one of your recordings yesterday. I think you sent it to me, and just having that minute and a half can make such a big difference to how the rest of your day pans out. And having So Hum as one of your other tools for the toolbox
Yeah.
is just another way of connecting in that way.
Yes.
As we've been talking, I was just thinking, or a little thought came in, because I had a couple of days away last week, and there was a beautiful tree, and Nick had gone off to take some photos, and I just stood under this tree with all its roots
Yeah.
doing So Hum, just internally, nobody else. They might have thought I was mad, but I was just stood there, my eyes were shut, and I was just watching the breath and just connecting with the tree at the same time. And it just grounds you, it just brings you back to that moment of now that we often talk about, don't we? So yeah.
Yes. Well, I think that if we wake up in the morning and just react to life before we've connected with that sort of So Hum energy, then life sort of just happens. Whereas when we connect with the observing self and you might call it the higher self. I don't call it that because I don't think it's a better self than the other selves, but it's the different self, the self with a capital S. When we
Yeah,
connect with that, then it just gives us more choice in, obviously things still happen, but it gives us we're more able to connect with that experience without the experience being everything.
yeah. Well, and that waking up moment almost determines how your day is going to be, doesn't it? So
Mm.
you can lie there and you can think, oh, I ache in my shoulders, my back's aching, I've been lying down for 8 hours. Or you can think, today's going to be a good day and I'm going to grasp it by everything I've got.
Mm.
And then just a split second of connecting to your breath. Because I haven't said that So Hum means I am that. And that bit is awareness, consciousness, oneness, if you like. It's your, what I would call, yes, it's the higher self, it's the true self, it's our essence,
Yeah.
it's who we are. It's not the body, it's not the mind,
Mm.
it's who we are. Deep inside. Some people might call that the soul, or your
Yeah.
spirit, or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, those first couple of moments of waking up makes me smile, because I was doing it this morning. My toes start going, and then I connect to the breath, because I start doing everything in connection with the breath.
You've trained
Um,
yourself.
so, and that's before you've even got out of bed. But
Yeah.
those first couple of minutes are so important. So yeah.
Yeah, and we might feel the aches and pains, or we might feel a depression, or we might feel all sorts of things. But I always like to think, who is the I that is feeling the aches and pains? Who is the I that is feeling the sadness? Because that's, I am not sadness or pain. I am experiencing those things. So it's not about dismissing
Right.
that things can be pretty crappy sometimes.
Yeah.
It's really about saying that I am not lost in that.
No.
Here I am, here I am
They're
that.
just, yeah, they're just the label that
Mm.
we use to describe things, aren't they?
Yeah,
But they're not us. And
yeah,
if we keep attaching to those labels, we start to believe them.
Mm.
So if we can use our breath, our meditation, our mantra of So Hum, it allows us to acknowledge all of that, but to try not to judge it. And that's one of the things about watching what comes up through the yoga way of meditating anyway, is to watch what comes up, but try not to label it. You know, place it to the side, tell it you'll look at it at another time, because by the time you come round to look at it, well, it might have disappeared. It might no longer be that overriding issue that was there 2 minutes before.
Yes, it's very important that we don't immediately react to something and think, oh, I've got to solve that problem.
Yeah.
You know, just to see the problem.
Yeah.
And maybe solve it later, or maybe it will resolve. But what I'd love now would be if I can have a special personal short meditation with you, and if we could do So Hum, leave this recording so that other people can join in, and then perhaps integrate that into their own personal practice.
Perfect. Yeah, no problem.
I'll take my glasses off.
All right.
Ready?
So make yourself nice and comfortable. So just checking how you're sitting in the chair. And just feeling that you've got contact and balance of contact between the feet and the floor, and the buttocks and the chair, the back of the body against the chair perhaps, and how you've placed the hands, that there's ease in the shoulders and in the hands. Feel the balance of the head, and a gentle touch of the lips, and a gap between the jaws. The softness of the eyelids, and smooth forehead. Just allowing the whole of your body to settle, to become quiet and still. If you need to move, move, but try not to disturb yourself too much. And begin to notice the breath. Just noticing how the breath is coming and going through both nostrils. Try not to alter it in any way, just watching it. Notice where it goes to in the body. Are you aware of the coolness of the in-breath and the warmth of the out-breath? Then allow the awareness to come inside and to be aware of the space between the navel and the throat. Just being aware of space between navel and throat. If it's helpful, you can think of a clear crystal tube between these points, open at both ends. And we call this our psychic frontal passageway. And as you breathe in, just let the awareness move up from navel to throat. And as you breathe out, let the awareness move down from throat to navel. The breath hasn't altered, it's just the awareness moving up on the in-breath and downwards on the out-breath. And as the breath moves up and down, begin to listen to the sound of the breath. The sound of So on the in-breath and Hum on the out-breath. You're not making the sound, you're just listening to the sound within the breath. So on the in-breath, as you move awareness from navel to throat. Hum on the out-breath, throat to navel. Staying aware of the practice. Notice if there's any little spaces between the breaths. Sometimes that's when the thoughts come in. So on the in-breath, hum on the out-breath. And if there are thoughts coming in, acknowledge them, but just place them to the side. Let them know you'll deal with them later. And just coming back to the practice. And as the out breath, as the out breath completes this time, let go of the awareness of the mantra. Feel that change as you just follow the breath up and down. As the out breath completes this time, let go of the awareness of that passageway from navel to throat. As you exhale this time, let go of the awareness of the breath, just feeling. Feel without judging. You're observing what is, like a detached witness. Hari Om Tat Sat. So when you feel ready, that you want to move, just let the toes wiggle, let the fingers wiggle, stretching, moving. Are you okay?
Well, one of the thoughts that interrupted me was to think, aren't we lucky that this is our jobs?
I know, it's great.
This is work.
This is work. And it's, I was saying, I've had my hair cut today, and I was saying to the hairdresser, I said, the one good thing to have come out of all of this is that we're able to connect via Zoom in ways we'd never have thought of doing in the past. So, yeah. So
And and then there'll be people watching this in America, and so on. So I'm going to put this out publicly. But I did, just before we finish, could you just tell me what it is that's happening in Nepal, and why you're collecting money for Nepal?
Yeah, so since 2015, when they had the big earthquakes in Nepal, I've done various collections and events and stuff to raise money. And initially, it was all just to help, people with shelter, with food, and all of that. And then it's become we now focus everything on one village because I know the people there. So we've rebuilt their homes and everything. And we were getting to the point where, we were doing women's projects. We've got a water project that we want to get going and all of these. But because of COVID-19, they've lost all their work because they rely on tourists. So there's been no tourists this year. They have two seasons, the March, April, and the October through December seasons. So now, with no money, with no work, there's no money, so they can't buy food. They grow a lot and their harvest has been quite good, but they don't grow rice, they don't grow lentils in the village, so they have to buy all of that. They have to buy salt, that's another important thing for them. So the money we're raising now is all going towards food. And the added problem is normally harvest would last a year, but because all the men are in the village, they're all eating the harvest. So they think it will only last 5 to 6 months. So it's a real catch-22.
Yes.
But fortunately, we've got Binay, who's just fabulous. He cares for the whole village. It doesn't matter which caste you're in. Everybody is treated equally, whether you're top person or bottom person. Everyone is treated equally, and the decisions are all taken collectively as well. And they really support each other. So that's where any money I get goes there. So yeah.
And if somebody's listening to this and they'd like to donate, what do they need to search, and how could they go about sending some money for that village?
Right, so they can either send to me and I can pass it on,
Mm-hmm.
or I can give them, because I give all my monies to Jenny and Barry Pizer in Liverpool. Barry heads up oncology at Alderhay Children's Hospital. They've got very deep connections to the village and to the cancer unit for children in Kathmandu. Or I can give you their the account details, and you can just pay directly into there and let Jenny know that you've done that. So either way, either through me, or I can give people Jenny's information.
Okay, well, when this goes out, you'll see it up on social media as well.
Yeah.
Perhaps we can both be responsible for putting links in below for people to send them the right direction, because it'd be lovely if everybody who's got something out of this session, even if it was £1,
every pound counts.
it would be
Because
really helpful.
every £12, Miriam, buys a 30-kilogram bag of rice. So that's how we view things. Every 12 quid is a bag of rice. So, and it makes such a difference. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for contributing to my well-being over many years, and it's lovely to be able to share your gift with the people that I'm supporting now.
Yeah, well, thank you for the opportunity, but it's just so nice to be able to share to wider audiences anyway. So yeah, so thank you, Miriam. Lovely. And I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Namaste.
Namaste,
Namaste.
everybody. Namaste. Thank you.